Hey, what's going on, guys? This video is like a little follow-up for my exhaust video, and just want to talk about a few things. A lot of people ask me how I mounted the tips so they sit properly, and the trick is honestly zip ties. So I got those heavy-duty zip ties from Lowe's. They're super fat and super strong. So what I did was I actually wrapped them around the rubber, what do you call them, hangers. So the hangers are squeezed now so that it allows the tip to sit actually higher. And the other thing is I actually put the zip tie around the brackets so that this also brought the mufflers much higher. When I mounted the exhaust the first time, it used to sit super low and ugly, and it had like probably an inch of space in between the bumper and the exhaust tip, and I just didn't like that at all. It looked silly. So yeah, the zip ties from Lowe's, a pack of them is like 10 bucks I think, and super helpful, and I've been driving for months now with those. They don't melt, they don't sag, and I suggest not cutting them all the way flush when you're done, so that you have a little bit to pull on for, like, let's say you want to do an adjustment. You just grab a pair of pliers and just pull on the zip tie to bring them closer. Just make sure you're behind the car constantly, like get under the car, pull it a little bit, and get on, outside of the car, check so that you got them even. And also just remember, like when you put the zip ties on, you just press onto the tips. Just make sure you don't press on the outer side of the tip because you will bend them. Just press onto where it connects to the piping up, and then tighten the zip tie. This way it's much easier. Another thing to mention is I actually replaced the gaskets on both the mufflers where they connect to the Jpipe, and the reason is because I bought the exhaust with no gaskets, and that actually caused the tips to sit closer to each other. That means it had more gap on the sides here, on the outer sides. So that was really not looking good. So they're 60mm gaskets made by Grady. You can get pretty much anything on eBay or Amazon. And what this does is it actually brings out the tips further away from one another, and it allows to close the gap a little bit more on the sides. Another thing to mention is the paint. The way I painted the exhaust mufflers and the piping, it still held up. It still looks awesome. Yeah, no chips, no flakiness, because I sanded it before painting, and I would recommend that because it looks super stealthy. You can't see the mufflers from behind. All I wanted to see was the tips. So, and especially the Jpipe, it has that Invidia logo. To be honest, not too much of a fan of it, like showing when it was polished. So now it actually looks subtle and it's awesome. So I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it's kind of in the middle of loud and quiet. It's definitely much louder than stock, but it's not as loud as, let's say, some other exhausts that are more open or single exit. Well, it depends on how much muffling those have, but I'd say I would rate this at about 4 out of 10 loudness wise. At first, when you install it, you think it's super loud and super drony. You get used to it right away. You get used to it within like a day or two. I mean, to me, I don't even hear the drone. Freeway, street, never. To me, it's like, it just sounds awesome. But now it just became a little bit too quiet for me because I got too used to it. So I was thinking of actually changing out the mid pipe, which has like a resonator of some sort. So I was thinking of doing like a straight pipe in there, like the actual mid pipe. And another thing you can do to make it louder is go to catless Jpipe. I'm running a catted Jpipe by MAPerformance, and if you go catless, it's much louder from what I heard from other people who had this exhaust. But I don't want to get a catless Jpipe first. It stinks more. Even though this one smells too, it's not as bad as a catless one. And another thing is, the problem is you can get boost creep. I would actually almost recommend keeping the Jpipe stock because the car does smell quite a bit, but it's not as bad. I mean, you kind of get used to it, you kind of don't, I don't know. It's like, it definitely smells, but I'm fine with that. That's it for the exhaust here, and we'll just do a couple of driving clips in a bit. And yeah, all right, let's do this. second gear pull. Up, it's a little bit quieter. It's actually a lot quieter. So this is on the PhatBotti tune, 91 octane. It's a 327 torque to the wheels and 302 horsepower to the wheels, and it feels awesome. And this map is an aggressive throttle map, so basically what it means is you don't have to press the throttle pedal as much to get the same result. I like it, it becomes more sensitive, it becomes sharper. Some people might not dig that, but it's definitely for me. And you get a lot of intake sounds, you get a lot of that spool. The bypass valve, it's a TurboXS bypass valve, so you can hear a lot more of it when you get an intake. And to me, it's like the best sound ever. I've tried obviously I tried the stock one, and I've tried the Boomba bypass valve. Didn't really like that one.